and welcome back to the Restaurant Show. We're so excited to be here today with Mr. Robert Grether from Dashelito's Hot Sauces and Spicy Foods. Welcome back, Rob. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. Thanks for coming back, and thanks are in the air as it is almost Thanksgiving. It's kind of on the brain and probably on the table and on the stove. So I see here you're putting together something with cranberries. So tell us all about it, sir.
That's correct. I am going to be giving people a recipe for a spicy cranberry relish, or you could possibly call it a chutney.
Chutney. What actually makes it a chutney?
I assume it's just a conglomeration of stuff, but an amalgamation of stuff.
Amalgamation? What is the difference between a chutney and a salsa? Just kidding. This isn't a quiz show.
Yeah,
anyways, tell us about the cranberry chutney that you're going to make today.
I'm going to have to Google some of those answers for you.
Please do. That's what Google is for. But is this something that eventually is going to be able to be put on the side with your Thanksgiving dinner, on top of your turkey?
Yeah, I think it can be used in place of your traditional cranberry relish or cranberry sauce. I did bring some cranberry sauce today in a can just to give people an example of how you can do something in a more commercial setting. If you're someone like my family, sometimes uses just the can, just opens it up and gives it you get used to the ridges and everything.
People like that, it's tradition.
So yeah,
non-traditionally though, we have, if people out there need to know a little more about Dashelito's, he has been with us with the TV station here for quite a while. We're very proud. He makes a line of different hot sauces that you'll see in front of us, as well as mixes them to make different styles on traditional type foods, sides, main dishes, sauces, adds a little spice to a regular dish. So here we go with a cranberry chutney.
And I want you to keep talking because I'm just going to cut some things.
Well, tell us what we're doing here. Not everybody recognizes this in its natural form. I know what this is because I've worked with this before. So this is
ginger.
This is a ginger in the root form,
Ginger
right?
root, exactly.
Okay.
So I'm going to be making something with the cranberries that are fresh. So I don't know, for people who don't know it, fresh cranberries, they're just actual berries. So what I've done is I've bought a 12-ounce bag of cranberries before we got started because it was going to take a little while for them to boil. I put a little bit of water in here and then just basically dump some cranberries in. I already drained the water, but you can see that we've still got some steaming hot cranberries.
So it kind of starts to make them into a little bit of a, the berries themselves smush into a little bit more of a soupy thing. Do you have to do something with the peels, or does that become part of the
Nope, it just goes right into it.
Okay.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to just dump the softened cranberries into a bowl, and that's how we're going to get started.
And cranberries are fun to work with because Wisconsin is a big cranberry producer. So those of you maybe out there know that, maybe not, but there is much cranberry production in the state of Wisconsin. So it's a fun thing to work with. So a lot of the times you will find cranberries, I think produced and then put in the grocery stores by local companies.
Yeah, from what I understand.
So tell us what's happening here.
Basically just taking a little lemon juice. Going to just do a little zesting.
So zesting is a thing, I think, that makes you sound like a chef, but what exactly does it mean, Rob? Tell us about zesting versus like a juice.
I guess I'm taking this grater and I'm just grating some of the, the lemon peel. So you get some of the lemon juice that's going to kind of, go through the cranberries. I really brought this for the ginger because that's where the ginger is going to be really, effective to get it in. Otherwise you end up grating it or you end up slicing it into small pieces. But when you have a grater, you're able to use it and you're able to let it fall right in there, and then it mixes in nicely with whatever you're cooking or whatever you're using it for.
So what I'm seeing here is a cranberry sauce with some zested lemon and some raw ginger root.
That's correct.
And then what now is going to make it so it's Dashelito's style?
Well, and that's where we end up with the spices. We are going to use the sweet heat today.
Okay. Can you just in case people haven't caught on, what is the sweet heat? Describe that specific sauce.
So sweet heat is the candied jalapeno sauce that we have. So it's just what it says. It's sweet and then spicy, sweet like candy, and then spicy like with jalapenos. We've got a number of different sauces that I think would be okay here, but the reason I chose this one is really because cranberries are so kind of tart that I felt like this really did a good job of bringing some sweetness to it, changing the profile, and then also bringing some heat, a little bit of spice to it, and that's where you get to have, some fun with your more traditional cranberry,
It's a really beautiful color. It's turning into a really rich red, which I think for those people out there that are looking to have maybe a little bit of a specialized side in their cranberry for this Thanksgiving, you have something that looks really beautiful. It'll look really nice in a, glass dish out on your table like that, and also it will have some special flavors and some spices, and it's got the Dashelito's additive that makes it a local food for everyone to share in Wisconsin.
I'm not sure we're going to have bread at most meals, or you're going to want to put it on your bread, but I think good way to maybe give it a taste.
Well, this could absolutely be served as a little appetizer. I mean, that's very pretty to
correct.
have that right on time.
And again, this is really a simple thing.
That's very good. So the cranberries, like you said, are very tart and sour as a fruit themselves.
And a little bit more of that.
The sweet heat, yep, I would say you could probably do a little. I mean, if people haven't seen Rob before, he typically adds spice to taste. So you add a little, taste it, add a little, taste it, and depending on who you're serving or who's going to be eating the food itself, the spice comes on a little bit later, just so you know. You can continue to add a little bit of spice to make it spicier, and if you obviously need to take the spice back, you just add a little bit of the component.
You can add a little bit of sugar if you wanted. Good. You could add, I had thought about even adding like some orange juice or like some blood orange.
That would be nice.
That would be kind of cool. Yep. To give it a little bit of additional sweetness, the sweet heat is great. It's got a nice kind of obviously sweet flavor, but for people who don't want as much spice, you could go with something. You can add raisins, you can add brown sugar. There's a lot of different things, and as Emily mentioned, a lot of what I do is just kind of on the fly.
On the fly. Well, I mean, true artists, chefs and cooks that create everything kind of off the cuff and on the fly, and then create it into a recipe that other people can share. So anyways, this is our Sweet Heat Dashelito's flavored cranberry sauce for your Thanksgiving meal this holiday season. Thank you so much, Rob and Dashelito's, for joining us for the restaurant show. Stay tuned and catch some more after the break.